Oh.
Okay, everybody, we are live. Thank you very much for joining us, those of you who are watching. And we will start the introductions here in just a second, starting with April. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where we can find your stuff.
Hi, I'm April, also known as Draco Angelica. You can find me at AO3, or you can find me on Twitter at Writerholic.
Okay, and next up is, it's not letting me scroll over you. Why? What the? Okay, it won't let me scroll over the next person. So Ken, you go.
Only because I made the eyes. So my name is Ken. On the Discord server, I'm Servalos. You can find me on Twitter as KWBoss1, I believe. And my website is kennethbrooks.org or taintedtrinity.com. And I'm currently working on Templar Antediluvian tonight.
Cool. All right, it still won't let me scroll over you. So next up is going to be Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin, also known as Not Jacques McCune. You can find me on Twitter at NoodleRidden. It's E-L, not L-E. Although I am a noodle person, I am not an actual spaghetti. So,
Okay.
I don't know what else to say.
Rex?
What would you like from me?
Oh. Okay.
Rex,
my name is Strategicus Rex on the Writing Warriors Discord, and I go by a couple other names online. Rex Chrysamir is my Twitter. Soul of Chrysamir is my ID on a couple of sites my stuff is on. Fanfiction.net has some old stuff that I haven't updated in a long time.
Oh God, fanfiction.net.
Yeah.
We don't judge. Everyone's got to get eyes somehow.
Excuse me, I still regularly prowl that. Thank you.
That's right.
I was saying, oh God, because
anyway,
that was my old haunt.
If you're curious, about some of my stuff, it's in the snippets channel of the Discord. It's mostly Elder Scrolls fanfiction. That's what I usually write. So, don't really know what I'll be working on tonight. I usually don't decide until right before Nikki says go. So.
And whatever it is, it will be glorious. All right, and the last person, I'm so sorry, it will not let me scroll over and introduce you.
It's okay. I'm Jess, or on the Discord, Lara Eric. You can find me pretty much anywhere under that name. Twitter, fanfiction.net, old stuff. I'm currently working on something original that you can't find anywhere yet. So,
yay!
Awesome. Yay. All right, so just as a start-off question, everybody raise your hand if you have a fanfiction.net account.
Imagine me raise my hand. I can't reach, but I'm raising my hand.
Okay. So
you'll never know. You can't see me.
We're just going to assume you do, Robin. You said you hang out there. Okay, so
I mostly read these days.
Ken included. So I want to go ahead and have you each go off and name your favorite nerdy show.
Just one.
Lord.
Just one.
You want me to choose between my children?
What makes it nerdy as opposed to a non-nerdy show?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, nerdy, you learn something from it. Geeky, you are something of it.
Oh my.
Learn something from it.
Dang, girl, you just starting us out with the hard balls.
Yes, I am.
All right, cool. Jessica, you go first.
Cool. I'm going to take the easy way out, and I don't know about my most recent favorite nerdy show, but my main one is King of the Nerds.
Aw, it's got nerd title.
There's a show called King of the Nerds.
There is. It's 3 seasons where a bunch of like teenagers compete to be the nerdiest person, and they do like comic book wars and like human chess and science experiments to be crowned king of the nerds. And
Oh
There
my
was a
god.
show.
Oh,
it's on TBS.
Oh.
Very funny.
They did human chess at my old elementary school once, but I couldn't go that day, so I didn't get to play.
Aw.
Aw.
Would have been cool because I play chess a lot.
Well, we now know just how much of a nerd Rex is. You play chess, dude. That's awesome.
Shameless chess addict here.
I played
Alright.
a lot when I was younger.
So since Jess went, we're gonna go with the next person in line, which is Ken.
Me.
Yes.
I mean,
Favorite nerdy show.
nerdy show. Shit. You would have thought this would be easy since I watch documentaries all the fucking time.
yeah, but those
Wow,
aren't
I
TV
would've
shows. Those
thought
are
you would have
documentaries.
gone with an anime.
You would have thought I would have gone with an anime. You said nerdy, not
Anime is not teaching moment.
exactly. You said nerdy, not geeky.
Yeah,
learned so
exactly.
much
We're
from
following
anime.
your rules, Nicole.
Yeah, we're following your rules.
Oh shit, I'm screwed then.
So sorry.
I would have to say, the New Detectives would probably be my favorite. It's not a recent one.
Oh, that forensic show? Not forensic
Yes.
show, but like that crime show?
It's called The New Detectives, and it's about case studies in forensic science.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So it's an actual documentary series.
I've seen a couple episodes of that, but I've seen more of the Forensic Files series.
Yeah, The New Detectives is more in depth on some of that stuff actually. So they'll have some of the same things that Forensic Files has, but they've gone more in depth in it.
Cool.
Okay. So next is Robin.
Mythbusters.
Oh man, you took my answer. Robin, you punk.
Well, I mean, it's the most obvious choice. I mean, I used to be a big Popular Mechanics for Kids buff. There was a point in time where I was watching a lot of Magic School Bus and Bill Nye and
Damn it,
what
you
else have
stole
I
mine.
watched? What?
That was
Fine,
my
whatever.
second choice.
Mm.
She's the best.
Can't say dirty jobs either.
Phenomena.
Phenomena?
Wait,
Phenomena.
does the Muppets count as nerd?
Okay,
You
so in case
Muppets.
you couldn't tell, watchers, we are all a bunch of ADHD
What?
mm,
What?
words.
I have ADD.
What?
We're all ADHD.
ADD over here.
Yeah.
Hyperactivity. We're also a bunch of persnickety specific word. Was that really the word you meant? Was it really?
Yes.
Was it?
Was it really?
But did
Okay.
you die?
Rex, your turn.
I don't know. Mythbusters is pretty high up there, but I suppose I had to pick one. It'd probably be the X-Files.
Nice. Okay, my
I
turn.
came up with one, Nicole.
Oh,
You did? Okay, go.
I lost her.
Dun,
What?
dun, dun. Dun.
Oh.
Wait, are y'all asking for me? Because everything just went blurry.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry. My connection's stupid. No, okay, my favorite nerdy show is Good Eats with Alton Brown.
Yes.
Oh,
That's my favorite nerdy show. And
Yeah.
I actually stood in
I
line
suppose-
4 hours at Dragon Con Atlanta last year just so I could be in the same room and breathe the same oxygen as him.
Wow.
Wow.
Good answer.
Yes.
Wait,
Good
wait.
answer.
I have a
Also
question.
I suppose in
extremely
terms of like non-entertainment shows, How It's Made from the Science Channel would be my favorite.
Ooh,
I need to
love how
change
it's
my
made.
answer. I need to
What's
change
your
my answer.
What's your answer, Robin?
Okay, what are you changing your answer to?
Mythbusters is now up for grabs for whoever wants it. Also, everything else I mentioned. Tabletop.
Ooh, that's a good show.
What?
I am such a
Tabletop.
Will Wheaton buff, and I love board games so much, and you can't tell me I'm not learning things and that it's not nerdy. You just can't.
Okay,
Okay.
true facts, Robin. When we buy a new board game, if I don't know how to play it, I will like Google YouTube game tabletop. Like, let me watch an hour of him showing me how to do the thing.
I
Because
love
he's done
watching
so
him play
many.
games. He's so funny.
Anyway. Okay, Nicole.
All right. I was gonna go with Magic School Bus.
A good one.
That's a good one.
It's all yours. You've claimed
Okay.
it as your own.
Yeah. So Magic School Bus for me. I freaking love Miss Frizz and just in general the entire show. Plus, you learn shit. It's great.
Thoughts on the reboot?
It's not bad. It's not Magic School Bus to
Not
me,
bad?
but it is not bad for a kids show. All right. So what we're going to do is in 2 minutes, we are going to go for a 15-minute sprint to warm up. Or do we want to go for something smaller to warm up? That's a good question.
Doesn't matter to me. Looks like I'm gonna have to.
I am the boss lady, and I say 15 minutes is what it's going to be. Boom.
Cool.
Okay.
So we're going to come back at the 10 after.
Cool. All right. See you guys on the other side of the words.
Hold on.
Wait,
I'm
that's
gonna
about
have to-
2 minutes.
Yeah.
We got 10.
Plus-
Somebody wants...
Plus, I've got to restart Chrome here
Oh, that's...
because it's frozen on me.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, please don't freeze on me, Chrome.
That's okay. You've also got a little war that's happening between Draco and Rex.
What's going on?
He's talking about that typing.
War?
I cannot believe you, Kenneth. How dare you? I had
Oh my
come over a new year and peace, and you bring it all up again.
Because you're going to
No.
ask me about the word count, and I want to make sure that I don't have a target on my back when you do.
Damn it, Kenneth. 2018 is a new Draco. A new Draco.
When's
No,
the last
actually,
time
I'll
I
be
was-
editing, so my word count won't be as important because I'm filling in, like, structure for chapter 49 of Cloudburst, which posts at Saturday.
Besides, when have
Which
I ever
is
come close
tomorrow.
to exceeding your word count in one of these sprints?
Yeah, that's true.
But you also have the 150 word count on your little typing.
You can type very quickly. You just take a long time to think through everything you're going to say.
Right?
Unlike Ken, who's like,
Guilty
oh
as
yeah,
charged.
15 minutes, 2,000 words, no problem.
Vomits onto the page.
Yeah.
Know where I am.
All right.
Ugh,
Go.
words.
And go. Oh.
Everybody mute your mics. Okay, sprint is over.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
Well, I spent most of that reading up on some characters I needed to know more about for the story. So I don't know. I wrote maybe like 25 words.
I'm editing, so I wrote maybe like 50.
I might have written 1,200.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Uh-huh. Hold on, I'm calculating.
Hi.
Let's see.
284.
187 new words, but 500 added into the story.
I see.
I had
Not
a
bad at
paragraph or
math.
two written out in my outline already that I finally got to fit in. But
I added 307 new words, but I'm line editing, so I didn't expect to add a bunch. I'm just like fixing. You ever do a thing where you're like, I finished almost all of this, and now I realize the stuff I'm writing at the end comes out of nowhere, so I have to go back and put in foreshadowing and foundation for all the actions
literally
I
what
just
I'm doing.
put.
It happens. You're like, this is so much cooler than what I originally planned.
But
Crap!
now I have to make it make
Now I have
sense.
to do it. Yeah, now I have to do everything else. Yeah.
Good
No, we've
job,
never-
Forgotten Shadows.
Yeah.
Outlining is a butt, and I hate outlining. In fact, I didn't outline this story, which is why it's 50 chapters until the last 10 chapters. In which case, I was like, I gotta get done somehow.
Yeah. That's fine. I've sometimes when you outline, yeah, you go, meh, not gonna follow it.
Someone threw an
I don't know what I was thinking when I originally did it, but I'm not following it anymore.
Someone threw an offering down the stairs to appease the basement goblin.
Huh.
I
Is
got
that what y'all-
M&Ms.
Is that what y'all call the? Is that what y'all call the dog? The basement goblin?
No, I'm the basement goblin.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Something about a basement goblin.
Oh my gosh, Forgotten Shadows. I agree. When you plant a seed, but your tree's already grown, that's outlining for me. I'm like, here's the ideas. We have a whole tree. Let's stretch it out and make it work.
So while Nikki's chewing her food, who's going to share their story?
Oh no.
Sharing is caring.
Let me see. I have a couple of funny lines. Let me find it. All right, so setup. My main guy is climbing what is basically the tree of life because his boyfriend was brutally killed last chapter. And he's got the witch that did it over his shoulder, and he's dragging her up to face God to basically get his boyfriend's soul back. And she's like tied and over his shoulder, and they're climbing this tree. Think like, you know that scene in The Princess Bride where he's climbing the rope. Think that, but with an angry witch over your shoulder. And he broke both of her wrists earlier, so she couldn't cast any magic on him. But he's realized that she's got these two broken wrists, and she's not complained about them once. And he's talking to the wizard that's with him, and so he says, "Why isn't she screaming about her broken bones?" William asked Raz. "Do you magic types not feel pain?" "Oh, she's blocking it mentally," Raz said. "Pull the other one," Will said, hauling them up a few more feet, the tips of his shoes digging in for purchase. "Some of us have strong backs," Morgan said. "I happen to have a strong mind. But in the morning, you'll still have a face that looks like an avocado," William said through gritted teeth. Because she's got green skin and she's warty because she's a witch.
Racist.
I am
Speciesist?
against avocado faces. I'm greenest.
Who's going to be next?
Could share something I wrote earlier today. That was awesome.
That was
Zelda ringtone.
That's my notification.
It's
I
beautiful.
love
awesome.
that ringtone, man.
I'm not prepared to share actual lines, but basically I'm working on a scene that spirals between the main character going into a panic attack and actually coming back from it and trying to succeed at something she's failed at the whole book, but then she just continues to spiral downward. So
Is this a negative character arc?
I'm sorry?
Is it a negative character arc? Are you attempting to basically destroy this character's life?
That's been the entire book, but
Yeah.
she kind of has the god of chaos and destruction after her every time she turns around. So it's been one negative thing happening to her after another. But she
Okay.
spent the entire book running from her problems, and she finally said, forget it. I'm going to actually stand up to him and do things. And then it's just resolving in panic and anxiety settling in because she's been fighting that the whole book. So
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and Forgotten Shadows in the chat has shared something with us. Their project is titled Reflections of Darkness. And it follows a girl named Darla as she becomes the world's first vampire. The story largely focuses on what it's like being a vampire in a world where none have existed before.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, Forgotten Shadows.
Wait. Oh, wait. Did she post an excerpt or?
No,
Pete?
she's explaining what it is in the.
Oh, okay.
It's-
Because I'm looking for a.
yeah,
Okay.
just assuming there's secret voices somewhere that I don't see.
She becomes a creature that has no guide on what it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to act, or how it is supposed to survive. That's actually a pretty cool premise.
Like the original OG, except in this case, it's like OV, original vampire. Okay, fam. It is 10, almost 10:20. Before y'all start, whenever y'all decide to start the next sprint, I'm gonna bow out for the night. Because I started this morning at 4,000. I have done for the day, for the day, I've done 14,000. So,
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
not 14,000, 1,400. I can't word.
Oh,
This is what happens when you wake
I
up
was
at
gonna. Okay, I was gonna
4,000.
say.
I would like round of applause there.
Quintuple.
No. 1,400. I can't word today, you guys. I can't.
Quintuple
I'm tired.
digits.
I can't word today.
I don't know.
Ever since we got this dog, see, I used to always wake up at 5 and I do an hour and then I take a nap and then I go to work. But now I wake up at 5, I walk and feed and play with the dog, and then go to work at 6 and do my hour of words before work. And then go clock in. But that takes away sleep from the Draco. So now I've been going to bed like at 8:30 every night, like I'm a grandma. So we're up way past the Draco's bedtime. But that's okay. I wanted to hang out with y'all at least a little bit because I've missed you guys.
we missed you too, Draco.
I've been doing this collab and it's been taking over my entire life. And I've been writing this story and it's been taking over my entire life. Oh no, my dog just woke up. That means I have to take it outside or it's going to pee. I'm going to let that be my sign. I will talk to you guys later. But
Bye.
everybody, good luck.
Bye.
Pleasure seeing
Happy
you.
writing.
Thank you.
For doing
Bye.
Aye.
Bye.
I don't really have anything. I mean, unless maybe the opening paragraph.
Yes, share with us your opening paragraph.
I don't know. What the heck? Control C. And where is it? Control V. Okay, it's in the snippets channel.
Okay, hold on. Let me get to the snippets channel and I'll read it. Come on.
How do you pronounce that name?
Tamu. Oh, I might change her name at some point, but that's supposed to be Tamathrina. It's just the first thing that came up in my head. I shortened that to Tammy later, so.
Okay. Tamathrina sat on a small rock on the shore of Lake Remer, enjoying the waves of wet lapping tides felt between the air. Her dark brown eyes gazed wistfully out over the waters that smiled at her in red and gold under the twilight of the setting sun, and to the far-off opposite shore, studded with the ruined architectures of ancient men and myrrh against a backdrop of mighty green trees. Her matted brown hair and dirt-stained face relished the cool kisses of the gentle summer breeze. This was her therapy, her time to imagine an exciting life of adventure, free from the slum of tumble-down shacks just behind her. She just needed some survival skills first, and some fighting skills, and the countryside to be teeming with Daedra. I hate you so much, Draco. Or not Draco, freaking Rex. You write so well.
You want me to share now?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, you were cutting out there. Miranda walked to the center of the room and announced, "Okay, everyone, carefully round up the bodies and make way for the portal." "No," Jenna called out. "We'll leave them here for now. If we are to bring them back, we'll bring them back here. That way, if something happens, we can seal them away here, worst case." Miranda glared at Jenna. However, only Jenna had the power and title to override the princess. It still did not stop the Lilithian Templar from being the subject of her ire. "If you were one of those sleeping Lilithians, would you prefer to be awakened in a bed or in the dirt away from a familiar place?" "You assume that your palace is a familiar place?" Jenna questioned in response. "If I were them, I wouldn't have made an assumption about where I would be awakened. Being the person that I am going to be safe about this. If they are the bloodthirsty individuals that we have faced before the apocalypse, they need to be in an area that we can cut them off from humanity." Miranda crossed her arms. "Very bien," she smirked. "I expected your interference. That's why I took so many Lilithians from my house with me." Jenna rolled her eyes. It's not like I had that many in my house to begin with." She glanced around as some of her household members started to gather around each of the Lilithians. "Instead of awakening all 13 of them at once, I would recommend awakening one of them." Miranda scoffed at the comment. You're going to suggest just giving them enough blood to awaken them and nothing more?" Jenna shrugged. "Either way, it's going to take a lot of blood to awaken them. I don't recommend they starve, but I don't advocate killing Lilithians either. We were going to use humans, but that required going to the human world to awaken them." Jenna shook her head. "Despite what you know about them, you missed something. To awaken them from this state of torpor, you need Lilithian blood. No matter what, you would have to had used some Lilithians. You couldn't have used human blood or blood bonded humans. It's better that you found out this way. Who knows how many humans you would have had to bled dry and murdered to find out that, or they would not awaken that they would not have awakened with human blood. You could have lost some of your blood dolls in that matter as well." Miranda shrugged. If you're okay with making sure they are fed, then I will make sure that one of them, that the one we raise is well fed. Maybe that will change your mind about what we are dealing with. She pointed to one female Lilithian from her house and motioned for her to move to the closest corpse. The female knelt over the face of the corpse. Each of the 13's wrinkled lips were pursed to allow for a stream of blood to enter their mouths. The female took out a small knife and dug it into her arm. Dark blood started to bubble up from where the knife went into her arm. She held the wound with the knife still in it over the lips of the corpse and pulled the knife at the end of the blade out. She dropped the knife and squeezed the wound to keep it from closing and to create a stream of blood. Everyone watched as the blood poured into the mouth of the corpse. She wondered what people thought as more and more blood flowed into it. She was sure some expected the mouth to fill up instantly. She wondered if some imagined the inside of the body coming back to life, returning to vibrant flesh as the blood touched it. Whatever the others were trying to envision, she had the advantage of seal sight and could see what was going on with the body as the blood flowed into it. Do you guys want me to stop?
I'm listening to a thing about
How
blood.
many more thousands of words do you have?
I'm
I was
listening.
gonna say, I was just listening. It was really good.
Go for it.
Okay. The esophagus is open all the way to the stomach. The blood dribbled down all the way there. From there, the transformation started to occur slowly. The blood seeped in as if it were water touching a dry sponge. The effect went deeper than that, revitalizing the tissue from the stomach out. Nothing moved. Nothing seemed to come alive yet. The flesh and pathways were still dormant. The blood had not yet touched the heart and brain. They watched for a few minutes as blood streamed into the mouth of the corpse. Jenna placed a hand over her mouth as she studied the scene and rested her elbow in her other hand. She remained expressionless as she watched everything unfold. She had to be ready when the antediluvian came too. She didn't know which one this was. She didn't have any personal experience with any of the 13. Annika leaned over to her and asked, "How long do you plan on letting this continue?" Jenna shrugged and answered quietly, "This part's not up to us. We're not in control of this moment. Miranda will control what happens." Her Lilithian's looking a little wobbly. She has to be getting close to bloodthirsty by now, Annika cautioned. "I can hold my own, and she wouldn't have chosen these people if they couldn't control their bloodthirst," Jenna replied. "You haven't felt the thirst that often," Annika replied. "Since becoming this pure, I haven't felt how strong the thirst can get. How can you be sure they can control themselves if they feel the hunger as strong as you described in the past?" Jenna shrugged. "I cannot be sure. I can trust Miranda not to be extraordinarily stupid." The Lilithian woman became more woozy as the blood continued to pour from her wound into the mouth of the Lilithian. Her skin became pale and ashen. Jenna was sure that the woman was using non-vital blood to sustain herself, that she would be feeling the effects of the thirst by now. The fact that she was not attacking anyone around her and focused on her task proved that Miranda chose each of these people with a purpose. It did not help the woman when it happened. The corpse opened its pale gold eyes at lightning speed. Its mouth opened as its body started to plump up. It wrapped its arms around the woman and sunk its fangs into her neck. Other people started to clear away as the woman screamed. Angry gold eyes scanned the room, and he held his hand out as the woman squirmed. All of the Kyrie Lilithians froze in place. Their faces became expressionless masks at that moment. Jenna didn't register the change instantly. The only thing that went through her mind was a threat to her and the other Lilithians. "Everyone out," she ordered with a booming voice. She and Annika started to head for the door. She made it about 5 steps before she realized that they were the only two moving for the door. She glanced back and noticed that the rest of them were standing in their spots, motionless. Annika glanced back to Jenna. "Why aren't they moving?"
Go on.
Oh,
That was pretty cool.
yeah. Stuff.
Okay, so what just happened? All right.
What's up?
So
Hmm?
Forgotten Shadows is our friend Octavia Memories from the Discord, and she posted something in snippets that she would like me to read some. So give me just a few seconds. I'm gonna pull it up, and we're gonna see how long it is and how much we can read of it. Okay. It looks like this is a bit long, taking a while to load, so I'll just read the first 3 paragraphs. It's called My Bleeding Soul by Octavia Memories. Lilith walked into the room, and as she did, her body relaxed. Lilith needed to be here. She was compelled by an unknown force she couldn't understand, and yet she smiled. She was a bird stuck in a cage with no bars. The door was wide open, but she was unable to leave. As the moon set in the sky outside the clear glass windows, Lilith began to tap her fingers on her desk and look around the room. The lights dimmed on their own. The clock ticked by so slowly as it approached. Soon the show would begin, and Lilith, the star. Someone new then appeared. This girl was foul. She reeked of grief and anger, regret and disgust. Lilith took a deep breath as she looked at the girl. This girl covered in shadows, with piercing deep red eyes that seemed to bleed onto her disguised face. This girl Lilith barely knew, yet unwillingly interacted with on so many occasions. The girl ran her fingers through Lilith's hair as she stood next to her. She leaned down to Lilith and shouted at her directly into her ear. So you came anyway, huh? You don't belong here. Leave already. As this girl appeared, dark clouds rolled in and light rain tapped on the windows, playing a soft melody of nature. Lilith clenched her fists as she held back the many tears the girl's voice summoned into her eyes. I came here for you, she said. The girl rolled her eyes. Kind of intriguing.
Yeah. Pretty good. I've already read a little beyond that.
Kind of read the whole thing. It's pretty good.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how much farther I've got to go.
It's about 5 pages.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It is 9:34. Let's go ahead and take a quick bio break. Everybody go to the bathroom, get yourself drinks, that sort of thing. We'll meet back and then do a 20-minute sprint. Sound fun?
Yeah, okay.
This makes me want to clean this room. Ugh.
It'll be a miracle if I ever finish any of these things that I'm working on.
Really? Well,
Yep.
Miracles happen.
I'm bad about finishing what I start. Really
It
bad.
just means you can come back to them later. It's got me reading about negative character arcs now. Didn't quite know they were a thing.
I am not familiar with most writing terminology.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're clearly a thing, but I didn't know there was actual, like, literature about it. It's pretty neat.
I did write a short story a little while ago that I finished, but
Oh, yeah? Well, that's one thing.
it's a really short story. Like, I don't remember how many pages, but it couldn't be very many.
That's okay.
But I don't know. I might redo it because there's some. Not really sure what the word is, but
Tweaks.
some hokey.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, there's some elements of it I probably should have thought twice about and didn't.
Yeah, consider it a rough draft and go back to it. Welcome back.
Oh,
I'm just excited because my scene is now longer than my outline for the scene.
I'm really bad about coming up with interesting plots, though.
That's okay. I'm sure there's something good in each thing you're working on.
Just plot twists are not my forte, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do when I'm partway through one of the things I'm working on.
Yeah, well, you can pants that part and see what you, the reader, would want to see happen.
Pants describes my entire writing process. I don't have a notebook and I don't have an outline.
That's okay. I outline the scene and then I go write the scene and then I outline the next scene.
and read to you the funny part in the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
It's in the group chat.
All right.
Too bad I'm not on the menu. All right, give this to your husband already.
Maybe Forgotten Shadows. I suppose I let my perfectionism discourage me too easily.
Balance.
What kind of don't feel good?
I think it's more common than we realize. I think a lot of us writers do that a lot, especially if it's a work we really care about. Yeah, hit the tripod.
No, it's my laptop.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a monitor connected by an HDMI cord, but for whatever reason, I have to connect the headphones to the laptop. It won't like do anything if I connect it to the monitor.
oh, I haven't shown you my little setup now. I guess I will have to.
Let's see.
Shit.
Can you?
I can. I just got to get the cord out of the way. So I have to scroll out back enough. So yeah, a whole crap ton of monitors because I have to duplicate my work setup all down to the gaming rig.
Nice.
Yeah, connected by that.
All
So,
right.
yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that duplicates exactly what I have at work, which is because we work in
Hey, Camille, what's
tech
up?
support for 911. So at work, we use not only the 3 monitors, but our 4th monitor on our laptops.
Oh, that's a lot of monitors.
Yeah, but I'll be doing the monitoring for all of the 911 sites, like for alarms and stuff on one, remote access on another, communications on one, and the ticketing system on another screen. Because we have to be switching back and forth between all 4 of those screens at once.
Oh.
Yeah, because if a 911 site goes down, we have to fix it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I get snowed out and have to work from home, I have to be able to duplicate that setup.
Right. I mean, it's useful when you want to use it for writing too.
Yeah.
All the distractions. Ooh.
Yeah, if you count the laptop, I have a triple monitor array going here on my desk.
Nice.
It's not connected to the other 2, but I use it as a 3rd monitor.
I have the 2 monitors, but they both show the exact same thing. So, because it's just transmitting.
See you guys in a minute.
In case anyone's wondering, yes, I am easily amused.
Well, boy for you.
Oops.
At least you did go ding, 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 and it goes right to the camera.
Yeah, I stopped doing that because I knew eventually it was going to fly off and crack one of my screens.
And it just goes.
or hits my camera, screws that up. Now you see me. Now you don't.
I can just see half of the internet when you do something like that going, oh my god! Like, reflexively going, shit! Sort of like when you're driving and you see a bird just dive bomb your...
Oh, I duck. Inside a car and I duck.
Yeah.
There was one time I didn't. My father-in-law was in the passenger seat. He's like, "Oh crap! You didn't react or anything. You're hardcore." And I was like,
Speaking of birds, years ago when we still lived in Florida and had to commute 500 miles up here, like once a year to visit family and stuff, we had to get a rental car one year, and we parked under a tree at some place. I don't remember why, maybe to get food or something. But when we got back in, we failed to notice there was a massive flock of birds in the tree. We noticed them right after we got inside when one of them dropped one onto the windshield. Little did we know that was the drizzle before the deluge, because right after, every single bird in that tree must have let loose, because that rental car was absolutely smothered within 10 seconds. It was like rain pounding down on it.
yeah, but still, it's like they're like, unleash the beast. Crap!
Yeah, seriously, and I mean, we had nothing to say to the rental guy when we brought it back.
No excuse.
Well,
I don't know what happened, dude.
I mean, the easiest way to say is
A
I
lot
did.
of pickles came and unleashed. My wife wants to know how much you got charged for it.
I don't remember. My dad might, because I think he was on his tab. But
Does that fall under acts of nature at that point? Because if that's an act of God, that's a bad act of God, man. That
yeah.
something to upset him at that point.
And for about a year afterward, that was the running joke my mom gave my dad crap for, because my little sister was maybe only a couple of years old at the time, and so she was starting to talk and whatnot, and she would always ask her what was all over the windows that day in the car, and she'd always say bird poop, and then it would just drive Dad up the wall.
It rhymes with rap.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't remember it too well, but yeah, I remember that. I remember that part of the trip.
We all have like some vacations where like there's just one really odd part of the trip where that's the part we remember. Nothing else about it we remember, but that part we do.
Yeah.
I went on a trip. There's like a cruise to Alaska type thing, and one of the excursions was you got to go in like one of the boats on the river, and it was like a rapids trip, and the tour guide like out of nowhere just stopped the boat, got out of into the river, and like just scooped up a sturgeon and got back in the boat and like put it in a cooler. It's like one of those gigantic.
Wow.
Just stop. Caught it with his bare hands.
Takes a brave person to hand fish. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it, but we were all impressed. So
Did anyone yell out achievement unlocked when he did that?
I wish someone had. A
That
joke level up might have been made.
Yeah. Fishing skill increased.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da.
And we've circled back to being a nerdy group.
Actually, it would have been. Actually, someone should have done the Zelda item get noise. Da 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 da. When he pulled it up out of the water.
Final Fantasy Victor music.
Whoa.
My hot cocoa's already going cold.
Oh,
Is
is it tea? What is it?
Hot cocoa.
freaking horribly
Oh, that's even
cold.
better.
Yeah, it's freaking horribly cold here. That's why.
Yeah, it's freaking Colorado. It finally decided it wanted to be winter.
I don't know when the weather around here decided to warm up, but it hasn't been that bad for the past week.
I went outside in short sleeves. I'll go out in 2 jackets tomorrow. So
Everyone say it with me. Global warming. Sorry.
Where do you live again?
Pennsylvania.
Colorado?
Pennsylvania. Yeah, I know where you live, Nikki.
I was gonna say, you forgot where you live?
No, I live where the weather pattern is decided by a freaking flip of the coin one day. I mean, yesterday it was 60 degrees out. Today it was 20.
That's here too.
It's like weather by Sybil. Up, down, up, down.
That's nothing, okay? But in the span of 2 days, we had summer weather, we had rain, we had snow, we had hail, and then we had clear coldness. And I don't know what the fuck happened.
I mean, I had
and
that
there was
in a
point
span of a
lots
day.
and lots of wind.
That was January, Robin. That
See,
was
that's-
January, where literally in one day we had all of that. We had all 4 seasons covered in one day. I was all like, how can we start off the day at 75 degrees and end the day with an ice storm?
I think I remember that day because I went to the gym and took my coat off in the car because it was too hot to wear it. And then that evening I got iced out of my car with my coat and my gloves in my car and my ice scraper.
Son of a bitch.
See, that's why weatherman is my dad's dream job. You can be dead wrong 90% of the time and still get paid.
Not get fired.
I was right. It hit 32 degrees for like 2 minutes today.
I was right. We started off the day at 75 degrees. Our high was 75 degrees. Yeah, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
It's all downhill from there.
What?
Hold on, let me check the facts on it.
Okay.
What's wrong?
I don't know. What breaking news do we have going on now?
I don't want to hear about anything else from Florida. I heard that live.
It's Washington this time.
What happened in
I
Washington?
wonder if the night crew is hearing it. Yeah, no, the
Okay.
PSAPs, the 911 sites were telling us it live as it was happening.
Okay, so the reason I just freaked out, sorry, is I was scrolling through Facebook and there was a report that Highline College in Washington was being shot up as we speak.
No, that's
2
old.
days after Parkland. But yeah, it's old. It's not true. It turns out that there was no signs of actual gun shooting violence or anything like that. It was just a hoax.
Yep.
So I freaked out over nothing, as I usually do.
Was it completely fabricated, or was some Yahoo setting off firecrackers or something?
There was apparently reports of gunfire, but there were no signs of gunfire.
Huh.
Well, sometimes firecrackers and guns sound a lot alike.
Yeah, as we all know from 4th of July.
Yeah. Oh, that's another story.
Do tell, do tell.
So, one of my uncles and his wife are in the process of moving, so we can't do our annual 4th of July get together while they're busy with that. But for a long time, quite a few years, we used to go there every 4th of July for a cookout and stuff, and we would always set off fireworks at about late afternoon into the evening, and they would go over the border to Alabama and get the good stuff, because you can't get the good stuff in Georgia. So my Uncle Keith bought what he calls mortar rounds, which are just, there's no flare to them at all. They just fire high up in the air, and they make an extremely loud sound. I mean, there's no lights or anything. The only light is the flash when it ignites, and then that's it. But it sounds really loud. Anyway, that's not the point.
But firework?
But anyway, that's not the point. The point was that the fireworks, the launch tubes were set up on this pallet up on the little hill, and there was grass around it. Well, before this incident, the people right across from where we had the pallet set up used to sit out on the porch of the driveway or something and watch the fireworks. Well, one year, I forget exactly what happened, but somehow the pallet got upended, and the fireworks shot into the grass and lit it on fire. We managed to put it out, but not before we scared the neighbors crapless and drove them back into the house. And every year after that, whenever they saw us bringing the firework stuff up to the top of the hill, they would get in their car and leave and not show back up for the rest of the day or night.
Well, that's one way to get rid of your neighbors.
We're not coming back until the war is over.
Oh, God. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, so now that we've gotten all the mirth out of the way, who's up for a writing sprint?
It is getting kind of late.
What are words?
I should head to bed.
Is it getting late? Do we need to head to bed, guys?
I mean,
I'm capable of going. I'm also capable of sleeping. So,
I mean, I'd
rather not work tomorrow, but I kind of don't have a choice.
I mean, if you want to hop into Discord's voice chat, I mean, I'll be up.
Discord's voice chat is always hopping after one of these guys, so. Bedtime alarm. All right, I think we'll call it here. We've been on for about an hour and a half, so we'll call it here. And thank you, everyone, for joining us and for writing alongside us and enjoying our funny stories. Thank you, guys, for joining us tonight. Everybody go ahead and give a little wave or a bow or whatever you want to do. In
Bye-bye.
Robin's case, you can kind of just do a verbal yelp. All right. Thank you all once again, and we will see you guys next week, hopefully.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.